Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about my favorite trope of all time, and you probably already guessed it, marriage of convenience. I've been wanting to do this video for a really long time, for obvious reasons, and can you even believe that I have a second video out in August? I bet you didn't see that coming because I only get one video out a month and it's usually my wrap-ups, so this is like, I'm shaking it up. I'm doing really good. So today I have a lot of marriage of convenience book recommendations, and then like certain categories of the trope of marriage of convenience. So I've got my phone here because there's literally so many and I cannot keep them straight. So can you blame me? There's literally, I counted 33 books on here. And there's probably more. This is just some recommendations I've gotten from others, some that I've seen through Instagram, some that I've read, all the things. So we've got 4 categories here. So books I've read of this trope, books I've read, and ones that I would recommend and ones that I wouldn't. That's one category. Second category, ones I haven't read but know a lot about. I've done my research, I've heard from others, their reviews, all that. And then third category, ones I don't know much about, but know that they are good because of others' recommendations. And then there's 5 categories. My bad. Category number 4, ones I don't know anything about, that could be terrible, but I have seen throughout Instagram, and they could be good too. I don't know. And then group 5, ones that have been announced, so books that have been announced that have this trope, but have not been released yet. So let's get into it. So first category here, again, I'll reiterate, ones I've read and those that I would recommend and those that I wouldn't in this group. So I'm going to start off with the genre of historical romance, Regency era time. So we've got The Painter's Daughter by Julie Klassen, Masquerade at Middlecrest Abbey by Abigail Wilson. I could look at my iPad here. I have all my electronics around. How to Tame a Beastly Lord by Bree Wolfe, and The Mistletoe Countess by Pepper Basham. So those are 4 of the historical romances these are ones that I've read. And so The Painter's Daughter I'm not going to get into the plots of any of these, mostly you already kind of know where it's going though, they're marriage of convenience. Hello? No, I'm doing my video. I'm recording a YouTube video. Okay. My sister knocked on my door. She just got home from work. Now I gotta start. I don't even remember where I was. The Painter's Daughter. The Masquerade at Middlecrest Abbey. I honestly wouldn't recommend either of them, just because I just didn't have a very good time reading them. They were kind of boring. But I mean, you could like them. I don't know. They just weren't my favorite of this trope. And then How to Tame a Beastly Lord. It felt like AI and ChatGPT wrote this book, and the cover is AI. There's misspelled words in the cover, and I'm just like, yeah, I can't. So I wouldn't recommend that one either. And then The Mistletoe Countess, I actually have a physical copy here. It is my mother's copy, because I don't have it. The Mistletoe Countess by Pepper Basham. I gave this one 4 stars. 4.5 maybe? 4 stars. I don't recall. It's been a while. I read this during Christmas. But yeah, this was a good one. Out of all the Regency, this is the one that I would recommend out of all of them. The other ones, they're fine. You can read them, but they weren't that good. They were not my favorite out of this trope. So this one would be the best for that historical romance time. Here you go, this one. Then I've got just one romantic suspense, and I actually have a copy of this one too. This one is my own copy of Dangerous Beauty by Melissa Coslin, and this one was also a 5-star for me. I loved it. It was my first romantic suspense, and so this kind of took me into that genre. I don't read a lot of romantic suspense. Honestly, it's not my favorite, but this one was really good. 5 stars. That marriage of convenience starts from the very beginning, which I prefer. I don't want a marriage of convenience that starts halfway, 3/4 of the way through. Then it's not a marriage of convenience to me. So this is like marriage of convenience from the very first chapter. So loved this one.
It's kind of slow in the middle. My mom always talks to me about how slow it was. She gave it 3 stars. I was just like, how could you hate it? She didn't hate it. It's just that she thought the middle was so slow. And I get that, but whatever. But yeah, romantic suspense, 5 stars, Marriage of Convenience. So good. Then we've got some contemporary romance here, and I have a physical copy of one of these. And this is actually my copy. It's crazy. I have so many copies with me now. I have books over here. Who am I? Because I really don't buy books very often. I really, really don't. And my husband kind of forces me sometimes to just treat myself, because I have a really hard time doing that. I'm like, money's tight. I just can't do it. And he's like, we have enough. You can get a book every once in a while. It's okay. So I purchased this one a couple weeks ago. Read it in like 2 days. Loved it so much. 5 stars. Marriage of Convenience, like, guys, is my favorite. And anyway, loved this one. Probably... will I say it? Probably my favorite Marriage of Convenience so far that I've read. Dangerous Beauty was amazing. I loved that one too, but I think this one tops it. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I really do think that this one tops it. It was just, oh, so good. I loved it so much. This was my first book by Gracie Ruth Mitchell, but I'm definitely going to go read her others. Her backlists is what we call it, I think. Let me know if I'm wrong. But she has a lot of books that have been on my TBR forever, so I'm really glad that I was able to purchase this one and read her for the first time. Okay, now I don't have any more physical copies, so there we go. But I have a couple more here that I've read. We've got Running Mate by Leah Brunner. Betrothal or Breakaway by Leah Brunner. Same author. And then this, and A Groom of One's Own by Emma St. Clair. And then one more, This Means War by Heather Meekston. I don't know how to say her last name. I feel bad that I'm butchering some of these names. Honestly, I would recommend them all. I would recommend them all ultimately, but some of them were better than others, and some of them were kind of boring. Running Mate was kind of boring. I gave that one 3.5 stars. And then it's kind of funny though, because Running Mate and This Means War, 2 completely different authors, kind of the same plot. Both of the guys in these books are running for, who want to run for the Senate, I'm pretty sure. So both of them kind of are on that scale. I would recommend This Means War over Running Mate. This Means War was actually a really sweet book. It's actually a Christian rom-com. I just finished reading it, so you'll probably hear it in my August wrap-up. Yeah, my August wrap-up. And then we've got Betrothal or Breakaway and A Groom of One's Own, which are both hockey romances. I would recommend Betrothal or Breakaway over A Groom of One's Own. They were both 4 stars, but Betrothal or Breakaway was a little bit more interesting. So I recommend that one over A Groom of One's Own, but obviously recommend them both. And then was there one more? No, I think that was it. Okay. Those are all the Marriage of Conveniences that I've read. I feel like I've read more than that, but I haven't. This is like my favorite. I claim this is my favorite trope, but I really haven't read very many in the last 1.5 years that I've been reading again. I'll do better. I have a lot in this list. Like I said, a lot on this list. So there are a lot that I want to get to in the next year. But we'll see how we go. Group 2, Section 2, what did I say it was called? I don't remember. Ones I haven't read but know a lot about. So we've got 7 here. So For the Record by Juliana Smith. Seasoned Schemings by Katie Bailey. Just Go With It by Madison Wright. For Butter or For Worse by Dana Lachemont. I don't know how to say her last name. An Unexpected Roomie by Lara Langa, and then Miles Bailey Gets Down on One Knee by Jen Atkinson. I pre-ordered For the Record back in May. It released in June. Still have not gotten it. I pre-ordered it from the author herself, and I was really hoping that I would get it, and I haven't yet. So I'm kind of disappointed. I love supporting indie authors, but when it makes it difficult like that, I wish it didn't make it so hard. So the next time I pre-order, I'll probably just pre-order through Amazon. Then we've got, and I've read previous books in this For the Record series. It's called the Wells Family series. I read the 3rd book in it, and then this is the 4th one.
So I like Juliana Smith. I like her writing, so I know that this will probably be a really good one. And Season Schemings, Katie Bailey, she wrote some books that I've read, and I really enjoyed her previous book, The Quit List. And The Quit List is actually, there's a sibling in The Quit List to one of the people in Season Scheming. The main girl in Season Schemings, wow. The main girl in Season Schemings is the main guy in The Quit List's sister. So sister and brother. Wow, that took way too long. So I also like Katie Bailey's writing. I've heard a lot of good things about Season Schemings. I'll probably read it during Christmas time because it is like a holiday book, technically. It's like a hockey romance, too. There are a lot of hockey romances on this list. I don't know why that's such a common Marriage of Convenience, but whatever. Just Go With It by Madison Wright. So I haven't read any of her books, but they've been highly recommended to me, and I follow Madison Wright on Instagram, and I want to read all of her books. None of them are through my library, so I don't buy books very often, so I haven't read any of hers. So, but I know that one's a Marriage of Convenience. I think she has health issues, and so they get married for his insurance kind of thing. There's a lot of them are like that too. For Better or For Worse by Dana Leigh-Chaminade. Leigh-Chaminade, maybe? I need to look up to see how to pronounce that one. But that one is part of a multi-author series. It's like a summer series, kind of like the Falling for Summer series, but a different group of authors. It looks really cute. I want to get to all of them, but obviously Marriage of Convenience is my priority. An Unexpected Roomie by Lara Lenga. I have this book on my Kindle, but I just haven't read it. I've just not had time. I have so many arcs, and I'm just getting backed up. But yeah, An Unexpected Roomie. It looks great. I've heard good things about her. So, Miles Bailey Gets Down on One Knee by Jen Atkinson. I actually have the first book in that series, the Levi Bailey Has Butterflies. It's a series of brothers. There's Levi, Owen, Miles, and then she just recently announced the fourth brother in this series. But yeah, Miles Bailey Gets Down on One Knee looks really cute. My sister actually has this whole series, and I don't know. Jen Atkinson is actually a great author. I've read a couple of her books before. And even one of her novellas, and like, I don't like novellas very often, but her most recent novella release, I'm trying to remember what it's called. I recently read it. It was an arc, too. I'm just gonna scroll through my Goodreads. Oh, Her Runaway Vacay. I gave that one 4 stars. So, all of these ones in this category are authors that I've read before, and I trust with their writing, so I know that these ones are going to probably be good. Who knows? Maybe I won't enjoy them. And then the last one in this category is A Not So Fictional Fall by Savannah Scott, and I have read books from her before, and I liked them. And this is in a part of a but a multi-author series called the Sweater Weather series. There's like 7 or 8 of them. But yeah, this one's a Marriage of Convenience. Obviously, that's what this video is all about. It's set in... I don't even know. Man, I feel like this was the category that I know a lot about these books. I guess I don't really know much about this one, but I've wanted to read it for a long time, so maybe that's why I thought I knew a lot about it. Okay, so third category, ones I don't know much about, but they've been recommended to me, so I have a feeling that they'll probably be good. So, The Love Chase by Emily Schneider. And this one is a tornado one, so like I just watched Twisters in theaters with my husband's family, and it was so good. I'm on that Twister high right now. So this one is like a tornado Marriage of Convenience. I don't know how that one's gonna go, but it looked cute. I've never read anything by this author. I have no idea, but I know that she's close door. So there's that. An Improper Proposal by Audra Wells. I follow her on Instagram, so I feel like I know a lot about her books. I've never read any of them, but they all look really cute, and it's like a Regency romance time. So I love that era. That's like the only books I used to read when I was 15, when my mom got me hooked on reading. That was like all I read. That was all my mom had, so like in her library, so that's like all I ever read. And so these Regency romances have a place in my heart, so I feel like this one will probably be good. Even though I know nothing about this author, I don't know anything about her books, but... Okay, The Buy-In by Emma St. Clair. So we already have a Marriage of Convenience written by her that I have read, A Groom of One's Own, that I've already talked about. But The Buy-In sounds cute. It's part of the Sheet Cake
series that takes place in Texas. They're from like Sheet Cake, Texas or something like that. Don't know much about this series, but it's a Marriage of Convenience, so I had to put it on the list. But I feel like it will probably be good. Emma St. Clair is a good closed door author. I enjoy her writing for the most part. Then Safe With You by Claire Kane. Don't know anything about this author. I follow her on Instagram, so I feel like I know about her books, even though I've never read them. They've been recommended to me. I've watched YouTube videos about girls talking about these books, so I'll give her a try. I'll let you know. These Marriage of Convenience probably will be the one I give a try for, so obviously. My Marriage Pact by Christine W. Joy. And then there's actually a second one here, Meeting at the Altar. I have Meeting at the Altar on my Kindle. I have not read it, but it looks cute. I like Christine W. Is it really W? Oh, Christine W. Joy. I actually don't know if Marriage Pact is a Marriage of Convenience, but it's like they made a marriage pact together. Obviously, that's the title of the book. So I don't know if this is technically a Marriage of Convenience. I'll have to look into that, but it's still on this list, and I still want to read it. So, okay, that's all the books in that category. So category number 4, ones I don't know anything about. That could be terrible. That could be good. But I have seen these recommended on closed door Bookstagrammers posts. We've got a few here. We've got 10 here. The Light We Lost by Murray Good. Never read anything by her. I don't even know who she is. I don't follow her. Begin Again by Taylor Epperson. My sister recently bought one of her books. I do follow her, but I don't see her a lot in my feed, so I don't know about her books or her as an author, but I know that these are closed door. Playing Along by Heather Mikeston. She wrote This Means War, which is one of the books that I read already. It's a new adult, so it's not like people who are adults, obviously. It looks good. I liked her other book that I just recently finished. I don't know much about this one, though. She's another author that I've just recently found. So she's a new to me author. Not totally sure how that book is, but it's a recent release of hers. I think the release before This Means War was an ARC that I got. And Playing Along was her release before that one. Betting on the Brainiac by Melanie Jacobson. I have so many of her books on my TBR. I just have not gotten to any of them. She has a lot. And this is part of a series. I'm not totally sure which series this is a part of. I don't know the name of it, but there's like 4 books in it. And they all start with... Do they all start with betting? Betting on something? I don't think I'm right on that, but I feel like I know a lot about Melanie Jacobson, but at the same time I really don't. Because I've had her books on my TBR for over a year, which is probably why. Then we've got All Too Real, Reel, by Nicole Lamb. Don't know anything about her, but I've heard good things about this book. I don't even remember what I was saying. Well, Nicole Lamb. Don't know anything about her, but these have all been recommended highly by other closed-door bookstagrammers, so I really don't know if any of these are good or not, but I know that they're closed door. Okay, so The Forgotten Queen by Courtney Kiesel. She said her last name sounds like diesel fuel. It's Kiesel. Figured that out last week. Forgotten Queen, this is a part of her fantasy series. She used to write fantasy and then got into contemporary, or she used to write, I don't remember. I think fantasy was like what she first started writing, and then she got into contemporary romance. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. So this is her fantasy series. This is like the 3rd book in the series, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's like book number 1 or anything like that. But it looks really interesting, and it's a Marriage of Convenience. I've said those words so many times in this video, I feel like that's so monotonous, but whatever. Because You're Mine by Colleen Coble. She is a Christian author. This is not Colleen Hoover. Colleen Coble. I don't know anything. I've read a couple of her books, I feel like I have. No, I haven't. Scratch that. I've not read any of her books. She writes romantic suspense, so I feel like this is probably in the romantic suspense category. Not totally sure. I know nothing about it, so don't quote me, but there's that. The Blooms That Broke Us by Ashley Dill. This is also a second chance romance, so I'm pretty sure they're divorced, get married again for certain reasons. Sounds really interesting to me. I've never read a Marriage of Convenience like that, so that one actually sounds really good. The Politics of Love by Drew Taylor. I've been wanting to read this one for a while. I'm trying to
there's a video that I'm going to do at the end of the year. So I don't really want to talk about it, but this is one of the books that fulfills something in this upcoming video. So I've been wanting to read it, mostly just for that. Then we've got First of All by Jenny B. Jones. I've seen this... Jenny B. Jones. Doesn't that sound like Jenny B. Jones? The books from back when we were children. First of All, Jenny B. Jones. I've seen this recommended by multiple bookstagrammers, so it's gotta be good, right? I feel like they wouldn't recommend it unless it's good. But what do I know? Everyone's taste is different. So all of these books recommended may not be for you, but Marriage of Convenience trope I feel like is universally good. Okay, last category. Ones that have been announced but not released. So we've just got 2 in this category. I really should have done my research a little bit better on this one, but I found a couple. So Hail Mary by Martha Keyes. This is the 4th book in one of her series. The Shepherds in Love series. It's like siblings. I've read 2 of them. So I know that this one will probably be really cute. I love Martha Keyes' writing. She's just a really sweet, she's not cheesy, but like just a really sweet author. And she's just like, her books make you feel so good. And then Offside Bride by Gigi Bloom. This one just recently got announced and there's no cover yet. So I have a lot of Gigi Bloom's books on my TBR, but I have not gotten to any of them. But I've heard that she's a great author. I follow her on Instagram, so I feel like I know her books. But anyway, that is all of the Marriage of Convenience books that I found. I've done a lot of research. Marriage of Convenience is my favorite trope, so I do a lot of research on these books. And they're closed door, which is awesome. Like, they're married and they never go to the bedroom, which is just like, makes me feel really good when I read these books. They're married couples who eventually fall in love, and it's healthy, and yet it doesn't get explicit, which I really, really enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed doing it because this is my favorite trope of all time, forever and ever. But, oh my gosh, there's so many wasps flying out my window. Fun fact, never been stung before by anything. But I've been bit by a horsefly, which is, I've heard, a lot worse than being stung by a wasp or a bee. But I live on a farm. Well, I used to growing up with my family. I'm actually on their farm now. I'm back in my hometown for a while. So yeah, anyway, that was so random. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what other tropes you want to hear next. I just love getting certain trope recommendations because I feel like those tropes make me enjoy books. When a book doesn't have any particular trope in it, it's really hard for me to read for some reason. I'm not totally sure, but there's that. Anyway, some life updates. Maybe, maybe not. I don't do this very often. I really don't. My husband should hear about his upcoming job here very soon. So we'll know where we're going to move in the next week, we're hoping. It's been a very stressful summer trying to wait to see where we're going to go. But yeah, really exciting. And then it's the last week of summer in my parents' community, and we have this really awesome fair and rodeo. I love the rodeo. We grew up going to the rodeo. I showed sheep in 4-H. I love all that kind of stuff. So, and I haven't been able to go the last 2 years because my husband and I have been living in New York. So I'm really excited. I even bought myself a new pair of cowgirl boots. And I have them right here. I am so excited. I'm so excited to wear these. They're just so adorable. Ugh. And they smell new, and they look new, and they're so cute. Anyway, so what else is there? I think that's all. This is just crazy that I've gotten a second video out this month. I'm really proud of myself, and I hope you're proud of me too. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.